One. Welcome! The time has come to talk of yarny things, of slip stitches, and of colorful
Colored strings.
strings. I'm Katie,
I'm Amanda.
and we are Redheads Unraveled, and we want to talk to you today because we missed you. It's only been
Hi.
2 years since we've come to
Has
visit.
it? Whoa. Has it
Yeah,
really?
yeah, a few years, yeah. So,
Again?
yeah, but that's okay.
Third of my. Wow. Sorry.
Your girls grew up during that time, and now Amanda's a soccer mom.
Yes. Literally. I have soccer today. Literally.
So we're up really early to bring you our little broadcast here. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about our works in progress right now. So Amanda has one. She's working on it right now.
On my lap. Well, I might have been working on it 2 years ago. These are just some. I think these are fish lip kiss. What is the name of that? The fish kiss lips.
Fish lips kiss heel.
Fish lips kiss heel socks that I finished, but I wanted to change the ribbing. So I'm ripping out the ribbing, and this is one of Yarn Over New York's sock blanks, and I'm so in love with it. I picked it up at Rhinebeck.
I picked it up at Rhinebeck.
Right. Yeah.
Me.
Katie bought it for me at Rhinebeck 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
2 years ago, maybe.
2 years ago.
I don't know.
But it wasn't last year. It was longer than last year, but I love it. But they need new. I just wanted to redo the ribbing, so I'm ripping out the ribbing, and I'm going to put my needles in and just make my ribbing smaller.
That sounds perfect. I'm also working on
I
socks.
wanted to have my soccer watching.
I'm also working on socks. I'm teaching a sock class over at Mockingbird Moon, and it's the second class today. So we're finishing our toes up today. So it's a 2 at a time class, and it's the fish lips kiss heel because I've gotten really good at this one. And so let me switch to cameras here. Sorry, guys. There we go. And the colorway is Piedras from Malabrigo Sock. And super pretty. My mom picked it out. It's showing up really purple on the screen. It's a little more yellowy in real life. My mom picked out the yarn, and so the socks are for her. And then I'm almost to the heel on Dean's socks. So the same year that we bought the yarn that Amanda's using, we bought this yarn at Rhinebeck as well, and Dean picked it out. So these are Dean's. And I think I need like one more row before I do the heels because I'm like really close on his foot guide to reaching the line. So close. Yeah, and let's see what else. Apparently I didn't grab my faux brioche this morning, but I'm working on this really awesome faux brioche project. It's called Coming in Hot, and it's super bright pink and gorgeous purple and gray.
Oh, yeah, no, all right, are you ready for this? Are you ready?
Yes.
Brace yourself.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a squirrel. 5, 6, 7.
It's column C!
Column C is done. How exciting.
Column C of my Geek Along blanket. I just trimmed off all of the ends last night because it's all seamed together as one column. It's not part of the blanket yet. We're going to put all the columns together at the end. But column C is done.
Yes. Victory.
Column D is in my bag for my commute. So that is going.
That's super awesome.
And I have this little piece of tofu.
Oh.
But it's not tofu.
Your picture's being funny. Let's see if we can get it to clear up for a second. Here, I'm gonna switch back. All right, one more time. There we go. Oh, that's a little better. Yeah, it looks like tofu. It really does. That yarn. It's gorgeous yarn.
It's really nice and soft cotton uh, mill ends that I got at the Lion Brand outlet last week when he came to visit, and it is it's going to be a stacking cat from Mochi.
Yes.
I know it's Mochi. It's Mochi Knits.
The big one, the big amaguri person who does all the big stuff, right?
Yeah.
The bigger things.
But what did she call herself? I know her name's Anna. I've met her. We used to go to the same knitting group, and I totally geeked out when I figured out who she was and had a fangirl moment, and she was really awkward. Like, she was like, oh, okay. But they're stacking cats, and this is the littlest one. But it looks like tofu until and inside is all of its little body parts coming together.
Oh, those are great. I love it. I can't wait to see the finished product on that. So can you hold that up like one more time? Because like the camera was really fuzzy. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Maybe it's just the color that's not picking up. Okay.
Yeah, it's a weird color, and I bet you that against my similarly colored wall, and
okay, that's awesome. Okay, that's so cool. Okay, apparently I didn't grab anything this morning, so I'm gonna just reach over here really fast and grab.
That's why I was running a little bit late. I was making my big pile of all the things.
So I'm also doing a year-long project at the yarn store, and it's the building with lace.
Be careful with those year-long projects, because mine's turned into a 2-year-long project.
You're telling me, no, this is going to be done in a year. I am so done. I love it. I literally love how it's coming out, but it's just taking forever. So this is Building with Lace by Michelle Knithunder, and it's a book, and we go through all these different lace techniques, and it's huge. So this is the most recent section, and there are beads. Can you see them?
No.
Okay. Well, they're there. I promise they're there.
Oh, gorgeous though.
So that's the most recent section. I'm almost done with it, except I had to attach a new ball of yarn, and so I had to go wind yarn. The section before is cables and lace. And then before that was double yarn overs. And before that was bobbles and Japanese stitches.
Oh. What are Japanese stitches?
So it's just like a technique of like, it's a specific like, what was it called? It was the PKOK. It's the peacock stitch, and it was just literally like a purl yarn over knit or something like that. Just pass yarn over knit. And it's just like a little technique that it did that made the yarn overs, like you got extra holes there. I don't know if you can tell. Like it's an interesting little.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Wow. Something's going on.
Yeah. But... So it's just reading the pattern basically and understanding the different things that are there. So yeah, different abbreviations. That was the extent of my Japanese knitting. And then the first section was just like an introduction to lace. So yarn overs, knit two togethers, slip knits, kind of the basics. Oh, and we did this super awesome provisional cast on. Yeah, I'm ready to pick that up in 2 months, 3 months. Someday I will pick that up again. I don't know. I cast on it in like April, so it's been a while. So that's a fun one. I'm enjoying it. Next month we're doing smocking on that one, which I haven't really done a lot of before, so this should be interesting. I have to get really good at it before I teach everybody else. Oh, yarn stuck down in the middle here. I also made a tiny mitten the other day. It's the Smitten.
Love
Smitten
the Smittens.
Mitten. So there's a little I-cord ready to attach. And it's
Love
part of my
them.
mini workshop series where we're going to do like mini sweaters and mini mittens and I-cords to hang them on. And we're going to do little Intarsia squares and little faux brioche squares. And you'll have a little garland to hang up on your Christmas whatevers. So, yeah, that's really exciting.
I love it.
Okay, so
I wanted to make the pattern of like Santa's clothes hanging on the clothesline.
Yeah.
But the pattern isn't available anymore. So I'm going to have to fake it at some point when I have the brain capacity to fake it. It's in my queue, so I've got the pictures.
That works. So do you have a finished object besides your geek along?
I don't have an FO with me. I should have worn my sweater.
Yeah.
But I got ready, like I got dressed for soccer, and my sweater's a little too fancy. But I finished my, I'm going to have to figure out how to say that before I go to Rhinebeck. Treccione? I'm going to have to figure out how to say it without sounding like I'm making fun of Italian people also. But I finished that sweater, and I finished my sockhead hat, and let me tell you what, I love the sockhead. I've got the yarn.
I love your yarn.
I've got the yarn that I did the sockhead with, and this was just so much fun. But I already gifted that. I made it for my work spouse for our anniversary, and that was on the 19th. So I gave it to her on the 19th. And she loves it. It hasn't been warm enough for her to wear, or cold enough for her to wear yet, but I don't have it with me. Otherwise, I would have brought it because I should have worn my sweater. I threw on my Chicago, which was my Rhinebeck sweater 2 years ago. I'm glad you can keep track of these things.
I don't know. Yeah, that sounds right. 16.
Well, no, it had to be more than 2 years ago because I knit this while we were living in Manhattan. I knit this in Manhattan.
Oh, you wore it for the first year when I came and you had just moved into New Jersey.
So this is made out of Miss Babs, and it is the Chicago pattern. Did they name it Chicago? I think they named it Chicago, or they named it. It's named after Chicago in some way from the Midwest Knits book by those two awesome women. I'm really good at this. The book is called Midwest Knits, and we'll have the names in the show notes.
Yes, we will. I will find that. So I'm obsessed with this pom-pom, by the way. I don't know if you can see.
I love this pom-pom.
The color. I'm going to look really ridiculous, but it's like bright purple with black tips, and it matches this foraging hat by Kahlua Hudson like ridiculously well. And I'm really excited about it. And then, so the week before, because I was at the yarn store when they got all these pom-poms in, and because I spend my life at the yarn store, I bought this pom-pom, which is white, and it has like these little like tan fluffies at the end, and it is so cute. I don't know if you can see the little tan. And it's on my antler hat right now.
That's perfect. So, I love it.
I have these massive pom-poms at the moment, and they're ridiculous, and I'm really enjoying them. So if you're looking for faux fur pom-poms, there are some great ones out there. You should really, really look into that because they just add something that just really works for hats. What's super great, so I'm going to show off my morning hair here, is that they're all removable. So I can change them. Like, I didn't sew them in. They just have this, like, so they're tied on right now. I have it tied on. But this is like one of those little bungee cord squishy things, and it moves.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's just...
Oh, that's cool.
So I can change them out and put other pom-poms on whenever I get tired of this one.
And then it's like a whole new hat. I love it.
So yeah, I'm really pumped about that. So this hat, like I said, is Foraging by Kalura Hudson. While we play designs, while they play designs, and this is my next level cables hat class that I started yesterday, and it has a tubular cast on. Which yesterday, when I was teaching it to my students, I was like, "What am I doing to myself?" But that's okay because we made it through it and we did really good. So, but tubular cast on, a lot of fun. Makes the edge go all the way over. Looks like ribbing all the way around. It's kind of
I
neat.
love it.
And then the yarn is Dream in Color Classy in Black Pearl.
Ooh.
So fun stuff. Okay, moving on. I don't know where my loyalty socks are. I washed them last week, I think, and now they're in my sock box because that's where you put socks when you finish them. But my loyalty socks are done, which are my Hufflepuff colored socks from Brenda and Heather Yarns, two lovely people from Indiana who make the most gorgeous stuff ever, and they are the perfect Hufflepuff colors. And I need to buy another spew set so that I can make Amanda a pair. All right, that's what I got.
I'm so spoiled.
Okay, so I have Amanda on the screen right now. Yay, Amanda! She's totally engrossed in her frogging.
No, I'm picking up. Sorry, picking up stitches.
So Amanda and I talk like every day because that's what you do with your bestie. And we send patterns back and forth constantly because also what you do with your knitting bestie. And so a few of the ones that we've been sending back and forth lately, you can read about a few of them on the blog, and then which is on the website. These are all new things in the last month. I'm so excited about.
Now it's all coming together.
But I wanted to show a few more, so let me switch screens here. Not that screen. That's Amanda. Let's do this one. You guys get the behind the scenes look at everything. Share. Okay, so this is Anthology. So Anthology is brand new from Tin Can Knits. It just came out this week. And I'm sorry, that's totally overlapping onto that screen. Try again. And it's super neat. So it is a colorwork recipe for hats and cowls. And it comes with all of the charts you see here, these charts.
Wow.
It comes with all of the little pieces segmented out. And so you can build your own pattern. So cool. Free pattern. I totally recommend it. Yeah, a lot of fun. And I'm really excited to see what we're going to make from that. So.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah. The yarn really makes it, but it's a really fun thing to where you can play with making your swatches. And you're making usable swatches. So you want to try yarn combinations together, or you want to try some new Fair Isle technique or whatever. This is kind of that pattern that you can really play with and give yourself some time to do that. So
I feel like this is more of a community service than a pattern. This is amazing.
Yes. So I don't know if you've seen their Strange Tin Can Knits also did Strange Brew, which is the sweater version of this, where they do a yoked sweater. So super cool. Let me come back to me. So they do this sweater that's exactly the same as the hat, as the Anthology. Sorry. I know that's totally in the middle of y'all's screen. Let me make that smaller for me. There. Okay. And it is really, really cool to see this sweater. Let me pull it up for you guys. Maybe. So Strange Brew, they just came out with this new book that's all these Strange Brew patterns that are all the yokes and the different little Fair Isles and how to do the different gauges and different yarn weights. And it's just so fabulous. Highly, highly recommend if you haven't looked into Tin Can Knits. Check it out.
Yeah, Tin Can Knits is amazing.
Let me screen share that now. This is so fun to watch me do this. Okay, so you should have, okay, there you go. So Strange Brew, super cool. Actually, you guys need that bigger. I don't really know how to do this without it being in the way. Without it being in the way of itself. Okay. But yeah, so it's a really cool setup. And yeah, so it's all design your own stuff. The pattern is kind of expensive, but totally worth it. I mean, definitely. And they have a new book out, as you see here. And it's all super neat. So yeah, definitely check that out. Okay. What else we got here? Oh, Yamadori. Do you want to talk about Yamadori, Amanda? I'll pull it up.
I don't remember which one Yamadori is. I'm sorry, I was trying to pull it up before we...
It's the sock pattern from the new Nitty. It's the variegated sock, because you know how much you love variegated sock yarn?
Yes. So, this is a problem that I have. I love beautiful yarns because beautiful yarns are beautiful. However, I don't generally like, personally for myself, things that are made out of variegated yarns. My sock blank, as an example, painted sock blanks are gorgeous and amazing. The sock blank that I picked out, obviously, was a gradient. Like, that's as wild and crazy as I could get, was a gradient. Because I don't, Pooling and I just don't have a good relationship. So I have a hard time with variegated yarns. And I know that there's things that you can do, like rip it out and try another detail size or whatever, but I'm not into that. I don't like to knit things over and over again. I like to get my gauge, and I like to go, and I like to knit my pattern once, and I like to knit another pattern and try something new. I have a queue of like over 4,000 things. I don't want to knit this again. Okay? So I have trouble with variegated yarns. They're gorgeous, and I want to buy them all, but I never, ever, ever, ever know what to make with them. So when I saw this pattern from the new Nitty, I got super excited, and I sent it to Katy at like 6 a.m. in the morning, my time, which was rough for her. So
what are you talking about? It's never rough for me. Okay, there you go. So there's Yamadori. And it's made specifically for variegated yarn. Like she talks about in the pattern, loving variegated yarn and never knowing what to do with it. But so the pattern is set up so that it shows off the different stitches and the different yarn colors as you go. It's a slip stitch pattern, which is kind of cool. You could take any heel. So if you wanted to use this with the do toe up 2 at a time socks with the fish lips kiss heel, you could totally do that. And then just put the sock pattern on top of it. So
I love that kind of like twisted spiral that's going on there.
So cool.
I love how the slip stitches kind of break it up.
There's the other. So neat. It's a great pattern. Yeah. Well, and it just sews off the colors so well. So definitely, that one's a fun one. Okay, so there's some other stuff from Nitty right now that Amanda is also really, really excited about. So let me go back up here and see if I can get to it really fast. I can't get anywhere very fast, but I'll try. This is it right here. You guys ready for this? Bruce. Bruce is super cool. Bruce the shark. He's felted. I love felted stuff. I really got into felting this year, so I felted my own slippers, which are holding up really well and keeping my toes warm, so that's good. They're really...
And fall's just starting, so they're in for some joy.
Right. So this is Bruce, and he's super fun. Amanda likes to make toys. I don't know if you can tell or not, but she's really into toys. So obviously she's making cats, and then she wants to make this really cool shark pattern. Um, so there is charts on this one. So if you're new to charts, definitely. This is not a beginner pattern. This is probably a advanced beginner to intermediate pattern for sure. Just because there's a lot of moving parts.
I haven't made a felted toy since my very first toy, which was a felted hedgehog toy that used fun fur. Awesome. So I'm excited about this one. Also, I mentioned that I made a hat for my friend at work. She used to work on the Sharks project at the Brooklyn
Bronx
Zoo. No, Bronx Zoo. So she's regularly called the Shark Lady. So making her a little shark toy would just be fantastic. I'm going to have to reconsider. I was thinking about making her some fingerless mitts with the leftover yarn that matches her hat, but I might have to make her a Bruce instead because it's a shark and sharks are fun. Technically, my stacking cats are supposed to be felted.
Oh, really?
But
I didn't know that.
I'm not felting them. Yeah, I didn't either when we bought the cotton.
Oh.
Cotton ain't gonna...
No, it's not going to felt.
Our advice for today is read the pattern before you begin. That includes buying your yarn.
Yes! Agree. Totally agree. Oh,
It doesn't say anything about felting until you get, to the end of the first cat. It's like, knit all the pieces, then felt them. And I was like, oh, whoops.
So yesterday...
I did read the pattern before I started knitting. I did not read the pattern before I bought the yarn. My bad.
So I had a different pattern on here for our last pattern of interest. This is really pretty sweater that has these really gorgeous cables, and I'm really excited about it, but I'll save it for next time. Anyway, but last night after I made our show notes, I was on Ravelry, as one does at 11 o'clock at night, and I found Kalura Hudson, who designed this hat. She had a new pattern out yesterday. It's called Sunlight in the Forest. Let me switch here.
Sounds good. I already...
Share screen. We're gonna do the other screen. Okay, there we go. And yesterday it was free. I'm sorry, I didn't catch it till like 10 o'clock last night, but like I said. But today and forevermore it's $4, and this weekend it's 40% off. So hopefully I'm gonna get this out this weekend, and I'll definitely put something out on the blog today. Or on Facebook. So yeah, love her patterns. They're a lot of fun. And this pattern is just super pretty. I'm really liking the lace.
Yes.
So, let's see if I can make the picture a little bigger for you guys. There, it's gonna load. Super nice. I'm really excited about doing this one. This one looks like fun. Anyway, I really like her patterns and the way she writes them. So, yeah. There you go. That's the other pattern I have for you. So, all right. Do you have an awesome this week? I think you do. You sent it to me last night.
I do. I have finally finished sewing all of my badges on my Girl Scout bag. Oh, so I am the leader of my daughter's Girl Scout troop. So I don't collect badges quite as the same way they do. But when we do some awesome fun thing, I get a badge too, sometimes. So these are the badges that we collected last year.
I will put a picture on. I will put a picture up of the badges on our website too, because the picture is not coming really clear. But she hand sewed all these on.
Personal badges. You got my knitting badge.
Yes.
And these are the trips that we took this summer.
Oh, those are really pretty.
And these are just some of my interests. You know, squirrel girl. But the one that I'm most proud of right now is this one.
Lead the way. Yeah, your leadership thing was super cool.
I did a big leadership summit for the Girl Scouts. Spent 2.5 hours teaching a bunch of 6-year-olds how to be leaders. I don't know how much they retained, but I tried. And you got to put the seeds in there before they'll start to grow. So seeds they've got.
That's awesome. Oh, so I did some new classes up for January. So the way that Redheads Unravel works is, oh, Dad, love your sheet mug, by the way, is that I teach a lot of knitting classes because I used to own a yarn store, and I really enjoy the teaching aspect of that and spreading the love of knitting across the world. So Amanda gives me all this awesome inspiration, and then I take that and run with it and teach other people, and then there's just all this knitting love all the way around the world. Literally from New Jersey to Arkansas. It's great. So new classes for January. One of them is my gift basket series, which I'm really, really excited about. I said I would never do a year-long class ever again, and lo and behold, I have done it again. But it's a little bit set up differently. So you know that moment when, like, oh, hey, work spouse's anniversary's coming up and I need a gift, like, now. Yeah, that moment. Or somebody's birthday shows up and you're like, I really need to have something ready to go to use, like, right now and gift. So building up your gift basket. So it'll be a project a month, and we'll do small things like hats and gloves and cowls and sock patterns and all kinds of things like that. So it'll just be like 1 3-hour session a month where we'll go over the pattern and we'll look at it and we'll figure out all the things that you're just like not sure about. And it's just a time for you to build up that gift basket. So that one I'm really, really excited about. So yay. And what else? Ooh, baby knits. I picked out 4 baby patterns because apparently everyone's having babies. Not me. No babies for me. But yeah, and not Amanda.
Nope. I'm good.
So we're not having babies, but we will knit for other people's babies. So the baby knits class is coming in January too. And so I'm really excited about those. Anyway, those are my awesomes for the week. And okay, so the last thing we have on our list is hey, we want to hear about your favorite patterns because we always need some inspiration, and yours is awesome. So bring it on.
Yeah. We should do something special when my queue hits 5,000.
Okay, I like it. Amanda and I have also talked about doing a little knit along. We found a really neat little cowl pattern for 2-color cowl to do sometime in the nearish future someday. So maybe that will come up soon. So be looking for that as well. But okay, that's all I got. Anyway, Amanda has to go be a soccer mom. And I have to go teach people how to knit. So here we go. And it's going to be a wonderful day. So yeah, all right. Happy knitting, guys. We will see you soon.